Hello MotoGP enthusiasts. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Gigi Dall'Igna used a public appearance to reflect on MotoGP's evolution, defend Ducati's working methods, and praise several riders, notably Pedro Acosta, whom he described as a major rival and hinted could join Ducati in the future. His remarks mixed technical realism, commercial pragmatism, and clear admiration for rider talent. Fabio Quartararo's reflections on the Catalunya Grand Prix revealed the dual realities of MotoGP, the relentless pursuit of performance, and the emotional strain of confronting danger head-on. His candid admission that he lacked the desire to remount after witnessing two terrifying crashes underscores the human vulnerability behind the sport's spectacle. Though he salvaged fifth place in the final restart, Quartararo's words highlight how chaos, fear, and professionalism intertwined on one of the most unsettling Sundays of the season. Jack Miller's reflections on the Catalunya Grand Prix were candid and critical, underscoring how a conservative approach in one of MotoGP's most chaotic races left him frustrated and feeling that a valuable opportunity had slipped away. His comments touched on strategy missteps, technical issues with tires, and the unnerving safety risks riders faced amid multiple incidents, painting a vivid picture of a weekend where adaptability mattered more than raw speed. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Dall'Igna struck a conciliatory, pragmatic tone. MotoGP must remain a sport first, but it is also entertainment that needs sensible commercial structures. He emphasized respect for today's riders and the human side of the paddock, arguing that modern competitors are professional, grounded, and easier to work with than the mythic, superhero, image often attached to them. He is one of the most important rivals we have right now, referring to Pedro Acosta. The comment about Acosta, followed by a pointed line suggesting he may ride for Ducati next year, is the most newsworthy element, blending genuine praise with market-moving implication. Dall'Igna acknowledged the role of concession systems in leveling the field for manufacturers such as Aprilia and KTM, accepting them as a necessary compromise between pure sporting merit and the commercial reality of modern MotoGP. He also welcomed Liberty Media stewardship, expressing hope that the championship will gain broader shine while retaining its human identity. His stance balances defense of Ducati's competitive integrity with recognition that the sport must evolve commercially to remain attractive. Dall'Igna reiterated pride in Ducati's in-house development model and succession planning. The factory cultivates technical talent internally rather than outsourcing. He stressed collaborative decision-making within Ducati course, saying he never acts unilaterally and values diverse viewpoints when shaping strategy. This underlines Ducati's long-term stability and explains why the marque remains a consistent frontrunner despite personnel turnover. Dall'Igna reviewed riders he's worked with, from Dovizioso and Lorenzo to Marquez and Bagnaia, praising their unique qualities. His comments about Marc Marquez highlighted admiration for both talent and character. Most strikingly, he singled out Pedro Acosta as a standout talent, and closed with a suggestive remark. Next year he'll be doing it for himself, for Ducati. Everyone knows it, but Dall'Igna can't say it yet. That final line will fuel transfer speculation. Whether it reflects negotiation progress, strategic positioning, or simple admiration, it signals Ducati's clear interest in Acosta as a future asset. Dall'Igna's praise of Acosta and defense of Ducati's model both serve strategic purposes. They reinforce Ducati's image as the destination for top talent, while signaling openness to market moves that could reshape the grid. His comments on concessions and Liberty Media also showed Ducati engaging with the sport's commercial realities without abandoning sporting principles. Expect intensified transfer chatter and closer scrutiny of Ducati's recruitment plans as the 2027 market approaches. Gigi Dall'Igna combined cultural commentary, corporate pride, and a clear nod toward Pedro Acosta in a single interview. His words defend Ducati's internal strength, accept the sport's commercial compromises, and quietly stoke rumors about Acosta's future, a mix that will keep paddock gossip busy and underline Ducati's intent to remain a central force in MotoGP's next phase. The Catalunya GP was fragmented by red flags and restarts, with ultimately finishing fifth in the third and final running. He acknowledged that his position was shaped less by raw pace than by the attrition of rivals caught in accidents or penalized post-race. He noted that the additional rubber laid down after repeated starts improved grip for Yamaha, allowing him to stabilize his rhythm. This position was solely due to the numerous crashes. His blunt honesty strips away the glamour of a top-5 finish, reminding us that results can sometimes be more about survival than speed. Quartararo found himself locked behind Marco Bezzecchi in the closing laps, unable to exploit braking zones or corner exits to overtake. He admitted to braking too late without gaining ground, a symptom of limited grip and confidence in the Yamaha's front end. Despite running close, just 2/10 behind Bezzecchi, he lacked the traction to convert pressure into a pass. In MotoGP, qualifying and track position are often decisive. Once trapped behind a rival, especially in conditions where grip is marginal, even small deficits in acceleration or braking stability can prevent overtaking. Quartararo confessed that the images of Johann Zarco's leg trapped in Bagnaya's Ducati and Alex Marquez's violent collision haunted him. He tried to avoid watching replays but could not escape the sight of debris flying across the track and striking other riders. He admitted that returning to the bike felt unnatural, even frightening, but insisted that professionalism demanded he continue. "Naturally, I had no desire to get back on the bike. But we're professionals. This is part of the game." Such candor is rare in MotoGP, where riders often mask vulnerability. Quartararo's openness highlights the psychological toll of racing in an environment where danger is ever present. Quartararo pointed out that the Yamaha benefited from the evolving track surface. Each restart added rubber to the racing line, improving grip and stabilizing tire behavior. He explained that this allowed him to maintain consistent lap times, though the gains were insufficient to challenge for the podium. Track evolution is a hidden variable in MotoGP. Restarts can transform grip levels, forcing riders to adapt instantly. For Yamaha, a bike often criticized for traction issues, the extra rubber provided a rare advantage. Quartararo's remarks feed into a broader debate about restart procedures and rider welfare. While he accepted the necessity of continuing, his reluctance underscores the emotional burden riders carry after witnessing severe accidents. His comments may strengthen calls for enhanced psychological support and more transparent safety reviews after major incidents. As MotoGP heads to Mugello, the conversation will not only be about lap times and podiums, but also about how the sport manages the human cost of its risks. Quartararo's honesty could encourage others to speak more openly about the mental strain of racing. Fabio Quartararo's Catalunya weekend was defined by survival, not success. His fifth-place finish came amid chaos, but his frank admission of fear and reluctance revealed the emotional scars left by the crashes. His reflections remind us that MotoGP is not just a contest of speed and skill but a test of resilience, where rider welfare, physical and psychological, must remain at the heart of the sport's future. Miller was clear. His team's plan was too conservative for a race that demanded boldness. He felt that by managing pace and tires too cautiously, he missed the chance to exploit rivals' struggles later in the race. "We were too conservative for what was practically a race to survive." In a Grand Prix defined by red flags, restarts, and attrition, conservative management can backfire. Riders who adapt aggressively often gain ground when others falter, while those sticking to a cautious script risk stagnation. Miller explained that he felt competitive in the opening laps, but as the race unfolded, rivals began to drop off due to tire wear and degradation. Instead of capitalizing, he continued to overmanage, unable to build rhythm or apply pressure. He described being stuck in traffic, boxed in by bikes ahead and behind, unable to execute a clean strategy. In MotoGP, rhythm is everything. Without the ability to push at the right moments, riders lose the psychological edge and tactical leverage needed to force overtakes or defend positions. Technical issues compounded the strategic conservatism. Miller reported rear-end vibrations on the soft tire from the very first lap, which persisted even after switching to the medium compound. These vibrations disrupted stability and traction, undermining his confidence in acceleration zones. Vibrations are often linked to mismatched compounds, track surface irregularities, or setup compromises. For riders, they translate into unpredictable grip and reduced ability to attack, especially in critical corner exits. Miller identified his biggest weakness at Montmello: poor exits from turns 3 to 5. He described them as a disaster, noting that lack of traction and drive prevented him from gaining speed on the straights or attempting overtakes. This compounded the conservative race plan, leaving him unable to move forward. In MotoGP, corner exit is decisive. Weak acceleration not only costs lap time but also leaves riders vulnerable to being overtaken, creating a vicious cycle of defensive riding rather than proactive attack. Like many riders, Miller was shaken by the chaotic scenes. He described the terror of seeing a rider suddenly stand up in front of him at high speed, with closing distances too short to react. He admitted that in such scenarios, "There's not much you can do," stressing the inevitability of certain crash dynamics. Riders often highlight that beyond a certain threshold, accidents are unavoidable. The focus then shifts to minimizing risk through better communication, improved restart protocols, and technical safeguards to reduce exposure to sudden mechanical failures or unpredictable rider movements. Miller left Barcelona convinced that the race was a missed opportunity. His pace was sufficient in parts, but conservative strategy, tire vibration, and poor corner exits combined to blunt his potential. For upcoming rounds, the priority will be to identify and eliminate vibration sources, refine tire choices to match evolving track conditions, and adopt a more flexible race plan that can adapt to chaos rather than be constrained by caution. In modern MotoGP, where unpredictability is the norm, Miller's reflections serve as a reminder: survival alone is not enough, seizing the moment is what defines success. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!